Oh, what to do, say you got problems, I got them too, my contribution, trapdoor solution, I dug a hole, I made a lid, and am excited like a little kid, it's like a door, but in the floor, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution. This little thing, swallow anything, think of the joy that it can bring, it's evolution. Yeah, trapdoor solution. So let me take this off your hands, let's try it out, see where it lands. Lead some asshole to the top, flip the lid and watch him drop. Trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution, trapdoor solution. Opening tonight's show, this is Bad Advice to Brian with a little song called Trapdoor Solution from a little musical quartet. I'm sorry, quintet, 5 of them from Sweden. You may have heard of, known as the Hives. Nothing better than a trapdoor solution to your problems. You open up the door, you drop your problems in, you move on with life, says the man who deals with almost crippling anxiety on a daily basis. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to start tonight's show. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but I'm doing it. I am doing it. I am achieving new heights in anxiety, new heights in worry, ones like I've never seen before, and I am doing everything I can. So thanks for being here tonight. It helps. It helps. It helps. Hey, welcome to the show. It's Bad Advice with Brian, the show that answers the question, is this a show? It's an advice show. We also play games on the show. There'll also be the occasional little comedy bit on the show. There'll also be the occasional guitar playing on the show. Basically, it's about a 2-hour online chatty thing that happens usually on Monday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm coming to you from lovely Los Angeles, California. I can say that tonight, so far at least. I do have the mask. I think I started last week's live stream shows because we skipped the week before. With the mask on. I'm deciding to leave it off for now. Air quality right now is moderate, not bad. The winds did change direction for all you people keeping score here. It was coming and blowing it back, the nasty fires, especially the one nearest me, away from me, and now it's kind of blowing back toward me again. But there's so much damage and it's out of fuel, I would imagine, that I think we're pretty safe in my neighborhood. But that's what it's like in LA. That's also adding to the anxiety. All kinds of reason to be stressed. Imagine if you wake up every day and look at the little app on your phone to see if, yep, your neighborhood has been told to evacuate. But that's what we're doing. But we're still having a good time. We're still doing shows. I'm still a live entertainer. I'm still blue collar, and I'm not rich. I live in LA, but I assure you that I'm not rich. And so I do this, and I entertain people and do what I can online to make people happy, starting with our first little segment of every one of these shows we do. Since this is an advice-themed show, I have to make sure that the audience understands that it is not to be taken seriously. I am a comedy performer. I'm a J-list celebrity. I'm not super famous. I'm more famous than you, but that's about all there is to that. And so every week I do this show, I want to make sure that if I get in trouble, if I say something that's clearly meant in comic fun and joshing, and some maniac takes that advice and gets themselves injured, dare I say, seriously injured, I got to make sure that I am covered, if you know what I'm saying. So talking to the lawyers here at Brian Howard HQ, they said, all you got to do, Brian, is read a disclaimer at the top of the show, that the show you're about to see is, comic in nature, and please don't take it seriously. But I don't have time to write. I'm a busy man during the day. I have naps to take. I have anxiety to work through. I have CBD gummies to consume. All the stuff I'm doing. I don't have time to write. So I ask you, the Gen Pop, the regulars, the folks out there to write. Not just the regular folks, but the special folks that hang out with me over on Patreon. That's right. Several times tonight you're going to hear me mention that organization, Patreon, and the fans that follow me and support me over there, they do get a little extra access to me. And this is one of them. This is one of them. Every week I do the show, I ask them to write a disclaimer that I do not look at until right now. I currently queued it up over here on the computer just out of frame right here. I'm not looking at it yet because I want it to be a cold read, as they call it. I then ask the other Patreons to go to that post and vote with hearts. Little, hey, this is my favorite, nor this is my favorite. And the one with the most hearts gets read at the top of the show. Again, I have no idea what I'm about to read. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. I think I tried to do this last time I did Bad Advice, and I had a hard time with it for some reason. Let's see if I can get it to work this time. Okay, it looks like I can if I just kind of very careful and slide this over there. There we go. Okay. Putting it on the teleprompter. Let's see if I can make it bigger. It looks like I kind of can. Yeah, okay. Okay, made it bigger. Okay, so we have 2 entries in tonight's Bad Advice disclaimer. They are the aforementioned, I didn't really mention them yet, Gary Pauls and Bobby Moncrief. And we have a very rare instance. This is, I don't think, ever happened. Nobody voted. So Patreons, I know you're there. I see your little heads go by the screen, your little names go by the screen. So in this case, I'm just going to read them both, and we'll read them in the order from top to bottom. Gary's is on top; it's longer. Bobby's is underneath. It's a wee bit shorter. Again, I'm reading this for the first time ever. Do not expect me to get it all right. I can improvise, no problem, but I do have a bit of trouble when it comes to reading off a teleprompter stuff that somebody else wrote. Okay, statement number 1 from the aforementioned, there's the aforementioned, Gary Pauls. Welcome to Bad Advice, an improvised show where the host will entertain you with his quick wit to solve your dilemmas in the worst manner. It is purely for entertainment purposes only. I mean, what sane person would follow the advice of voting for an orange-skinned individual for public office twice? Oops, that has happened. Damn it. Then I strongly recommend you don't follow said bad advice given by the host. So stay for the fun and games, like shock collar, lie detector. That is the highlight of the show, known as Bad Advice. Thank you, Gary. Okay. Next one from Bobby Moncrief. This one looks like it may start with a bit of toilet humor. We're going to see where it goes. Here I sit brokenhearted, pay the TV bill only to see my Ravens and Chargers lose. Welcome to Bad Advice. Don't bet on your favorite team because they are your favorite. Do watch my show, enjoy, laugh, and don't do anything I say. Okay, I just realized that was put in the first person. I don't really care that much about the Chargers, but the Ravens did lose, and thank you for that painful memory. Bobby Moncrief, a little middlings of applause for those 2 guys for helping out and actually writing. And if you are a patron, don't forget, whenever I'm going to do a Bad Advice show, there's almost always that post. I don't always get it in there in a timely manner. I got to start getting it in there. I got to finish this sentence. I got to start getting it in there the day before so you guys can have a moment to process it. I think I just got it in there earlier today. Okay, so we are now free and clear. I can now produce a little comedy, variety, streamy show without any worry for any kind of future litigation. How you doing, Scotty? Lego border. And so we start tonight's show, as we always do, with a little segment I like to call Shots, but my wife gave it a name, and we'll actually get the graphic up this week. We didn't get it up last week. And of course, I can never find it. Okay, I don't see it. It's just not there. All right, we're going back to Bad Advice. Is that it? Am I really stopping the show just to look for this stupid graphic? Oh, there it is. I found it. It doesn't say what I thought it should say. I don't know why it's not in alphabetical order. Okay, there we go. Guzzle faux shuzzle. My wife's idea. If I'm going to give bad advice, then by God, by Gimini, by Ruprecht's column, by the sands of yore, by the hourglass, I'm going to take bad advice first. And I can't think of any better way to take bad advice than ask you guys to tell me what I should mix and have myself a little shot at the top of the show. Now, as you probably know, if you watch a lot of my shows, I'm a bit of a drinker, but I'm more of a beer guy. I don't really go for the heavy stuff. You can drink more beer, and I enjoy the flavor of it more. I don't really enjoy the flavor of almost any alcohol. And tonight's is, by itself at least, is no difference. We've had this bottle on the show before. This is my current bottle of tequila. You can see how much is left in there because I'm not a big tequila drinker around here. 40% alcohol by volume. That's a lot of booze right there. And we're going to put that into a glass up to about there. And we're going to have it as a shot. This is obviously not a shot glass. It's a very substantial glass. If you're like, dude, it all the way to the top, that's not a shot, dude. Well, this is not a shot glass. If you bring me, I used to have one. There's probably 2 or 3 around here somewhere, but my hands are so big, I figured why not just get a bigger damn glass. Now, what are we going to have mixed with our tequila, ladies and gentlemen? They are as follows. I'm looking at my list over here, and I'm trying to, oh, is he pooping? Really? You're going to poop right now? And my dog is going to poop within 10 feet of me. This is going to be a, wait, do I have a, okay, here's a bit of an incense. I'm going to bring the incense over to this table. I only have one left. All right, dog's pooping right over there, just off camera. No, I'm not going to let you see. Mixer number 1, you all know this beverage. I name brands. It's the same as a very large engine in a car. Of course, you know it's V8. It's going to be down on the polls, vegetable juice, but that's the one it is. V8 original, 100% vegetable juice, a serving of 2.5 servings of vegetables. Number 1, I used the name brand on this one on my little notes for some reason, but steak sauce, A1 steak sauce. I'm not a steak sauce guy. You know, I'm just not. I used to be. I used to drench. I used to get it well done drenching this shit until I dated a girl who was actually good at food and knew what good food was. And she took my hand and said, Brian, come with me as we go to the world of good food, of rare beef and a steak so good. Let's see what the hell came out of his ass. That doesn't like right. What the hell came? What did you eat? Oh, come on. That doesn't like poop. What is that? I may have to get up in a second to go see what the hell came out of the dog. I don't like regular poop. So this bottle's probably an old one. Look at the label. It's been around for a while, yet it's still got sauce in there because nobody in this house uses steak sauce. If you do, I'm not yucking your yum. If you like it, you like it. I like the taste of this. Don't get me wrong. I like the taste of it. Oh, there's Bailey. Oh, you can't see him in the shot. Trust me, he's there. I do like the taste of this, but I don't like putting it on steak anymore. But I'd put fries in it, and I like it. You know, it's not bad. So anyway, steak sauce. Number 3, Prosecco. Out of one of these little mini bottles of Prosecco. Rare that we do this here on this part of the show. Normally we just take the booze and mix it with 4 mixy type devices. But tonight I figured, hey, mix it with another booze. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Prosecco. This is La Marca Prosecco. I'm not, again, doing whatever I'm doing. And finally, there's always a dry element to the mixer. I always pick a powdery thing, a spicy thing. So I went with this one this week. Ground mustard seed. Ground mustard seed. That is a powder. It may not mix in, but there's a way I can usually get these things to mix or dissolve in there. Okay, so those are your options, ladies and gentlemen. If you came in late, you're confused. It is, I'll just call it V8 juice. It is A1 steak sauce. It is Prosecco or ground mustard seed. Those are the 4 options that you can vote on to tell me which to combine with my lovely tequila. And if you go to the top of the chat right now, everybody vote. And the top of the chat, I should point out, I'm talking to people only on Twitch. My show is currently streaming to several locations, 3 on Facebook. It's going to my YouTube page and to my Twitch channel. But 90% of the audience is here on Twitch. It's just kind of the way it works. And a lot of the show, a big part of the show, 90% of the energy and fun of this particular show is the interaction with the other people watching the show on the chat. So get yourself on over to twitch.tv/Brian Howard Live. Okay. Go ahead and vote there at the top. I'm going to mix my tequila with either vegetable juice, A1 steak sauce, Prosecco, or ground mustard seed. Now, also, if you're new to the show, all the mixers are almost always things I like, and they all are. Every one of these are things that I don't mind the flavor. I mean, I talked about, I poo-pooed the steak sauce. I just said that I don't put it on steak anymore. I still think that it's a good flavor. You know, and I like mustard. I like Prosecco. I like V8, which is weird. A lot of people didn't like V8 or don't like V8. You know, when I got into V8, I was at a Renaissance fair. I think the Bristol Renaissance Fair, which is the middle of summer in southern Wisconsin, and it's hot as hell. It's very humid. It's a great fair. I hope to see you there again at some point before I die. And
And they had backstage somebody in production, somebody in management thought that they weren't the big cans. They were the little 8-ounces, the little itty bitty ones. I couldn't find the little bitty ones, which is what I wanted to get today at the market. And they put these in like coolers in the back. Apparently, they're a good source of sodium. They're very high in sodium. They don't tell you that. That's why and they have a really good mouth feel. You know, it feels like you're eating something. It's weird. Admit it. It's a can of something. It's salty. It's not sweet like soda or juice or water, right? But when they're ice cold, and I mean ice cold, they are good. There's something about them that are very good. I think I like tomato juice, I guess. Anyway, a lot of people don't like them, is what I'm trying to say. Clamato. Oh, you know what? Marina Del Rey. We did it. Wait, we did it on. Where did we do it? We either did it on one of my streams. We either did it here, or we did it at Beer and Songs, or we did it at Cocktails and Crafts. I think it was Cocktails and Crafts, where one day I just drank the what is the Mexican combination of beer and Clamato, whatever that is, and you get the special cup that has the stuff on the rim, the brim. And as I recall, I was like, I didn't care about it so much, you know? But my favorite part of the thing, Michelada, thank you, Marina Del Rey. My favorite part was the Clamato. I'm like, I kind of like this Clamato, I'm not going to lie. Adding the beer to it just made it go, because it was the beer that was recommended are basically very light, very summery Mexican lagers, which are not my thing. Anyway, Snappy Tom's over V8. Oh, now we're fighting about it. Let's look at the results of our poll, guys. The results of the poll we're combining with our tequila, which I keep smelling for some reason. A1 Steak Sauce takes it with 6 votes. Prosecco had 2, vegetable juice had 1, and ground mustard seed only 1. I thought that was going to score higher, but okay. A1 Steak Sauce it is, my magnificent, silly people friends. Get my windows arranged the way I like. Okay. So I've been smelling the tequila because it's been down here on the table, so I'm doing this. I'm going this way. Ugh. Maria will occasionally take tequila, good tequila, and strain it through the ice. You ever seen people that do that? And it has to be the white kind, right? The Blanco, right? Wait, Blanco? Silver, right? Oh, tequila Blanco. Okay, Blanco, white. Sometimes they'll call it silver. All right. Is that the same? Tequila experts? Yeah, white tequila, silver tequila, they mean the same thing. The ones that aren't, like brownie in color, right? Anyway, you pour the silver through and it becomes cloudy when it comes out the other side. And somehow it does something molecularly to the tequila that makes it pleasant. Anyway, so there's my tequila. What one? Oh, A1 Steak Sauce. All right. Well, I haven't opened this in forever. I'm a little concerned this probably should not be consumed. This bottle is old. It's been in our fridge forever. Shake well. Was this their first attempt? I mean, it's called A1. It didn't work. It's A2 now. They probably didn't get it till K4. We can't call it that. Ooh, it is kind of clogged up at the top. We may have to do an audible here. What was in second place? I think we'll be okay. I really think we'll be okay. I'm just trying to. There's a lot of fluid in there. I can hear it. Let's see if I can get it to. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The top of it has taste okay. Okay, the top of it has like a little plug of the A1 right there, and I have no tool near me that I can kind of jam in there to just sort of open it up a little bit. I can feel all the sauce behind it. Even the handle of my spoon is too wide, but what about this? Okay, there we go. Did that do it? Let's see if that did it. Let's see if I can pour any out of here. It's coming out. You'll see. It's working. And I have already tasted it, and it tastes fine. Okay. All right, let me show that to the close-up camera. All right, so there's our... Ooh, look at my hands shaking. It's because I'm in a weird position. That and the DTs. So there's my... I can't really tilt it, or it'll fall out. But here, I can do this. You can watch it fall out. Okay. Will it combine is always our first worry here on the show. Will the mixer combine with the alcohol? All the liquid ones don't always. This might have been weird. The mustard seed, we would have mixed it until it's suspended. I think this probably would have mixed fine. I think this would have mixed fine. I'm not so sure about the A1, and it's looking like, well, you tell me. If somebody comes to your table and says, here's your shot, Mr. Johnson. I think you ordered tequila and death. Oh, I shouldn't do that. See what I was doing there? Started pushing myself in a direction of negative energy. I got to be positive right now because we don't know what's going to happen. I'm getting my towel ready in case this comes right out of my nose or right out of my waist or whatever the hell it's going to come out of. Okay. This is the Bad Advice Show hosted by your lovely friend here, Brian Broon Howard. And we're going to get started here taking advice in just a moment, or rather giving advice. You'll take my advice. You'll like it. Feel free to let me know who's winning the NCAA. I don't really care that much, but, you know. Over under on throwing up. Scotty, I'm feeling pretty good that I'm not going to. I don't think I've ever thrown up. I think I have, right out of there. You can run crap vodka through a Brita filter a few times to level it up. Really? See, I don't know enough about vodka to know what that would even be. Hello, beautiful people. Hey, ungrateful child. How you doing? Hello, Brian. Hey, Lewis. What up? Okay, it looks like it is going to stay mixed, which is good. I don't like when I have to do this, then, Okay, here we go. Ugh. Smells not good. I'm not a big fan of the smell of tequila to begin with. And then I love a good margarita, a Paloma. Yum. But boy, do I not love straight tequila. Here we go. What's the mix, Lewis? It is tequila and A1 steak sauce. Here we go. I always do like half of it. The worst combination, Marina Del Rey, was the tequila's cousin, mezcal and relish. Not Malort. I knew what you meant. It was not Malort and relish. It was mezcal and relish. Okay, first sip. This is a nuanced one, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Because unlike a lot of the things that I drink in this part of the show, this tasted exactly what I was. There was zero surprises. A lot of my facial reaction. Look how mellow I am right now. Does it taste good? No. Was it horrible? Yeah. Do I want to do it again? No. Did it taste exact? Was there any surprise? None at all. Nope. Thanks, Scotty. So this is bad. We're going to rate, and we're going to name it in a second. Don't start barking stuff out yet. Let me get my opinions out first. It is bad, and I am going to finish it. I'm a man of my word, damn it. Here we go. Also, you notice I didn't slam it. I feel that a lot of the time, psychologically, I made one of these cocktails worse because I feel I've got to just slam it. Ooh. Okay, the second one wasn't as good as the first, which is the opposite. Usually the second one's better just because I'm already used to it. It's like, all right, whatever. You know it isn't. I just realized I said something that's not true. I think that just came out of my head, but that ain't true. On these really bad ones where I have to take the second sip, and I know it's coming. I know how bad it's going to be. It's way worse than the first cold virginal time. When my virgin mouth, yes, we'll get to the end of this sentence, drinks the horrible drink, that's bad. When now my mouth that's been around the block a little bit with this beverage has to do it again a minute later, it's worse. So that was a little worse because I knew what to expect. All right, it tasted exactly like what everybody watching this show right now probably thinks this tastes like. Go get your tequila. Do you have A1 steak sauce? Go for it. Another good thing about this part of the show, you might have these ingredients. If you have a basic bar in your house, you probably have tequila. And if you're somebody that likes sauce on your steaks, you probably have A1 sauce. I recommend going and getting it. If nothing else, just to share the experience with me. It tasted exactly as I expected it. Exactly. And that taste is bad. It mostly tasted like the A1. Okay, and as I told you, as a kid, I would put that all over my steaks, and then I would mop up the rest of the sauce with my fork and a little bit of grizzle at the end of the meal. Right? Hey, Zadora. So I'm stuck because part of me keeps saying it tasted like I expected. So I can't. Can I give it a bad review? Yeah, yeah, I can. Of course I can. What am I thinking? Of course I can. Um, it's bad. But not terrible. Going back to talking to Marina, the worst thing ever, of course, was mezcal, which is very similar to tequila. I don't know the difference, but there is a difference. It has a different name, something to do with roasting. I don't know, pinas, and the relish. That was horrible. The clove, the ground clove, and something was bad too. And I think everything with Malort is shitty and bad. If you eat garbage, it tastes exactly how to expect. Yeah, exactly, Marina. It's still bad. Exactly. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. A1 no steak sunrise. No steak sunrise? I don't know what that means. Is that another brand? I remember nutmeg. Oh, that was whatever I had with it. It was the nutmeg too. The cocoa powder was bad too. It didn't mix. Okay, let's not go down memory lane, guys. Okay. This, of course, 10 being the best thing I've ever had on the show, which of course was that time we drank like I'm including you guys, like we drank a dark rum with sweetened condensed milk, and it was delightful. I think I even had another serving of it. The worst thing, of course, mezcal and relish. This is going to be somewhere in the middle. It can't be 6 and higher because it's not good, and the A1 makes it not good. I'll tell you right now, I don't think that this would have been great either. But if this had gotten picked, because it would have been similar to some kind of what do you call the drink that's made of tomato? You know what I'm talking about. Bloody Mary. It would have had a Bloody Mary, a drink that I don't drink. I never in my life had a Bloody Mary, but I would imagine it would be more like that. So if it were these two, if it were this one, I'll bet you this, it might have gone as high as 7. I'm just guessing. Mustard would have been bad too. So I got to give it something. I'm not going to give it a 6. I guess 5. I know. You're like, 5? 5? Brian, you just drank tequila and steak sauce. 5 out of 10? Halfway there? Halfway home? Lunatic? How and why? Explain yourself, Mr. Howard. Well, I can't give it that much of a lower thing. And like, whoever pointed that out, that garbage is still garbage. But I don't mind the taste of A1 steak sauce. It helped to cover up the taste of tequila, which I honestly don't care for, like that in a margarita, in a Paloma. Love it, but not like this. So I'm giving it a 5. Okay, let's name it. I think a few people started naming things. Kyle's got one in there. Sizzler del Sur. I like that. If you have a recommendation for what we're going to call this will go down officially in the annals of the show. Zadora, you can write it down somewhere, I guess. We'll get to Zadora in a moment as our mod here tonight, it looks like. I feel like a middle ground between nutmeg death and sweetened condensed milk makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marina Del Rey. Mexican barbecue. Okay. That'd be barbacoa, wouldn't it? And I like me some barbacoa. Kelly Rose took mine and improved it. Wait, where's Kelly Rose's? Oh, there it is. I see it. Carne surprise. All right. Name of the shot A1 no steak sunrise like a tequila. Oh, steak sunrise. Is that what you meant? Scotty, I get it now. Okay, I got to go back to that statement then. Okay, where's Scotty? A1 no steak sunrise. It's just another steak sunrise. Carne sunrise. So you're saying that, wait, are you saying that she did it better? Kelly made it better? Okay. So Kelly and, hey, I love the teamwork, guys. Kelly and Scotty got together and came came up with Carne Sunrise, which I like. What are the other options? Sizzler del Sur. All right. I don't see anything else right now. A1 Mistake Sauce. Carne Sunrise. Paul and Becky say that's what it is. I think that's what's going to be what it is. So thank you, Scotty. Thank you. Wait, who? Kelly. Kelly helped him. We just enjoyed Carne Sunrise. And again, guys, a lot of you live near each other. Some of you are close. I know the Bristol contingent of followers of the show. They get together and hang out a lot. You got to do this. It's like Hot Ones. It's like Hot Ones. In fact, maybe I should make it into something like Hot Ones, but I'm not a liquor guy. You brought her. You lick her guy. But I think, and then that's a good one to put in there. You know why? Because it's bad, but it's not mezcal and relish. And it's not Myers rum and sweetened condensed milk. That was way more than a minute before I actually had a sip of beer. And that is our first completed segment of tonight's show. Well, not the first completed segment. Guzzle Faux Shuzzle, where I, Brian, take your bad advice. Now, we get into the show proper. There'll be games tonight. We'll be playing Shock Collar, Lie Detector, and What's It with Brian. 2 opportunities to win stuff here at my show. What can you win, Brian? Well, you can win a Starbucks gift card worth $10. That's right. This show cost me money. And because it's bad advice, there's 2 chances for me to lose money. Oh, I got rid of that because it's not in that scene. Anyway, speaking of money, you want me to be able to afford the $10, $20 I may be giving up tonight, head on over to paypal.me/BruneChat. Venmo, use BruneChat. If you're a Zelle user, my Zelle handle's Brian H. Brian Howard Comedy.com. Drops me in a little bit, goes a long way. We're a little on edge here in Southern California, and I don't want to get too dark and foreboding about the whole hat line here, but you never know. There may be some reason that I need large chunks of cash in the future. So get your ass on over to those links on the screen right there. Those are not the links. They're in the liner notes right down below. Okay, to the advice portion of the show, a couple things to keep in mind. This is a lighthearted comedy show. Please, no heavy-hitting questions. It's best if it's something real. It's always best if it's real. Don't say, well, my magical turtle that normally flies doesn't fly anymore. Any advice on how to get a magical turtle? Well, you don't have a magical flying turtle. Stop it. And if you think you do, I want to party with you either way. Something real is always good. Affairs of the heart, affairs of the job, affairs of the relations, affairs of parenting, affairs of technology, affairs of politics. Those are all fine. Nothing heavy, though. Let's try to keep it light. Let's not make it a life and death situation. Make your comments right there in the chat, which I am monitoring pretty damn diligently. And if I miss those, hopefully the lovely and talented Zadora_Delina will hatchet them out of the chat and drop them over on the event page. I'm actually going to go to the event page right now just in case something did come up when I wasn't paying attention. Nope, nothing there yet. We do have a question from Patreon. If I can find that window. There it is. It's down there. Okay. Let me go back to the chat really quick to see if one is coming in. Thank you for the inspiration, Scotty. Got that. Fob Fest with the Guzzle for Shuzzle flight of drinks. Exactly, Marina. That's what it should be. There we go. Right now we have a question. How do I befriend the crows that live in my trees? Well, I think you give them all probably racially insensitive voices and have them sing in Dumbo. Oh, too far? Well, it's this show. Or Song of the South, whatever it was. I don't know. How do you befriend? I heard crows are smart, right? Am I wrong on this? Some ornithologist in the crowd. Hey, how about that? A guy that knows what a person who studies birds is, and a person that studies crows is a murder-thologist. You get it? Because it's the murder of crows. No. When I see an elephant fly, how do I befriend the crows that live in my trees? Crows are smart. I know that. Crows are smart. Ravens are smart. Why did I bring up ravens again? Damn it. Look, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole of being sad and depressed about my favorite sports team losing in the playoffs last night, especially because they turned the ball over 4 times, and had they just not turned over 2 of those times, they probably would have won. They only lost by 2. And they're the Ravens, so you hold on to the ball, and you're probably going to beat the Bills. I'm sorry, Bills. I know you were seated higher than us, and you deserved it. Good for you, but, I think they were the underdog in their own stadium. And I'm going to get off this horse. If you don't know what that is, you're not a sports fan. The Bills last night, the Buffalo Bills at the stadium up there in Reliant Field, it's called in Buffalo, New York. Most playoff teams, in the playoffs at least, the home team is always the favorite. Most of the time. The regular season, no. The regular season, a much better team can come to a really crappy team stadium, and the crappy team is not the favorite team. The visiting team is. But the playoffs tends to slough a lot of that aside. So it was rare that last night the Bills were not. They were like only one half point underdogs, and they only won by 2. So, just saying, the Ravens holds on to the ball like 2 of those times, and they dropped it. And I think the Ravens are going to the AFC Championship game. Speaking of football, and I'm going to try to get through this all night, but Kyle Mahomes. See, I just did it. Kyle Holmes. The last part of your name looks like Mahomes, the quarterback of the Chiefs, was a very good athlete, and I'm sure he's a very lovely man, but I'm bored with him and sick and tired of them as a team. Anyway, okay, so Ravens are smart, right? Crows are smart. I could be wrong there. They're not the same animal. Okay, let's get very clear here. Raven is larger. There's something different about the beak. I think the Ravens are the ones that collect the things, right? Right? I need another ornithologist in the chat. Go out and scream nevermore to them. See, that's good, Kyle Holmes. I like the attempt at the joke there, buddy. But these are crows, not ravens. Oh, corvids are the smartest birds. Okay, ravens and crows are both corvids. Really, they're smarter than like a hawk or an eagle or a falcon? Or what about the parrots that can talk and do tricks? How are they the smartest? Is it just because they don't train well? They're smart. You know what? That's what it is. Is that what it is, Kyle? The corvids are so smart you can't train them. They're like, oh, fuck you. Go make a parrot walk on roller skates. I'm a corvid, damn it. We're bright as hell. Of a 2-3-year-old. Crows can hold grudges. I've heard that. Keep naming NFL teams. Who, me? Magpies are magpie. Now, a magpie is not a crow. That's the one with the white on it, right? They do? Making the Cadbury bunny clucking sound. Oh, my God. Well, we did our joke answer a while ago. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to really like crows. I mean, I think crows. Well, let's get. Whose question is this? Why do you want to be friends with these crows? Are they having great parties? Are you not invited to their corvid parties? Do the ravens and the magpies come? They look over their shoulder. Oh, should we invite her? Oh, don't invite her. I did my little clucking thing for her, like the Cadbury egg thing. Didn't get it. Seriously? I know, right? That usually kills. And you, Mr. Raven, how you doing? Not so good. My team lost last night. Brian got it into the show again, didn't he? He did. They love dry cat food. You can wet it and leave it out for them. Well, any food left out for any animal is going to be eaten by a rat or a squirrel. Keep that in mind. My mom, may she rest in peace, used to feed a neighborhood wild cat. She said, I put the food out. Haven't seen him in a while. The food is always eaten. I'm like, Mom, a raccoon, a squirrel, a rat, the common animals that tend to be in the suburbs. That's who's eating your food. Maybe the cat's getting some of it. I'm not saying the cat's not getting any of it, guys. Just saying. You put food out for a wild animal, like a kitty cat or these crows, a rat's going to eat it. You got to leave it on a perch. Oh, Marina, I didn't realize there was another sentence there. Here we go. Now I like this. would leave her treasures. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. It's Marina, right? Okay, that's who's trying to get these. I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. I'm trying to lure them with treats, but I'm getting is fatter score. Oh my God, Marina! If you intended that as a joke, well done. And if you didn't, that's even better because that was such a delightful little turn of phrase. I've been trying to lure them in with treats, but all I'm getting is fatter squirrels. Kind of what I was just talking about. I didn't go back and see this. Marina Del Rey, you have the fun hat. Please put a fun hat on your character. Show us what kind of hat you want to do. Oh, Ravens and crows are both corvids. Eagles, Falcons, Eagle, Falcons, Ravens, Seagulls, Cardinals. Oh, those are all the corvids? Okay. Who doesn't want to be friends with crows? I think all of us would like to be. Also, imitate human sounds. Oh, I heard that one. I'm catching up on the chat, guys. This happens a lot in this show. Unlike my music show, I have the whole show. I got to focus here. Fun fact, it's illegal to train crows. Okay, Marina, you may be in trouble. There's your fun hat. It's like a little top hat there. I see your advice questions and paste that over into the event page too, so I don't lose it. Why is it illegal to train? Sorry, guys, we're having a bit of an issue. Give me a second. And I'm back. Okay. Might as well bring up the idea of the technology of the show in a second. I froze there for a few seconds. I saw it. You saw it. We all saw it. We all thought the world was going to end, but it didn't. That does happen. It is the internet. I cannot control internet traffic here in my house, in the world. Occasionally, stuff's going on. My family is streaming a movie. My daughter is streaming something. My daughter's boyfriend is streaming something. And I'm out here trying to also stream out of the house. If that happens, just real quick, hang tight. It almost never happens for longer than like 10 seconds. There's like a little moment, freezes, and then I come back as I do. If the show completely crashes, and that's happened literally on one hand, I can count over 5, 6, 7 years of doing live streams. I reboot as best as I can. It takes me about 5 minutes to set everything back up again. Reboot the router and get back online. There you go. Don't scream at me in the chat if weird shit happens because I can't do a damn thing about it. And it's not your fault either. It's just the way the internet works. Okay. Why can we not train crows is what we were talking about before I crashed there. Wait, ungrateful child. Who dropped that in there? Fun fact. Don't just drop that in there, ungrateful child, then leave. Wait, it's illegal to feed wildlife to, well, come on, illegal. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on. It's illegal to feed wildlife. You can feed. Can't stay tonight. Have a great good night, Kelly. Let me say good night to Kelly. I want ungrateful child back here. Fun fact, it's illegal to train crows. Now, not what one of you just said, illegal don't feed wild animals, which I don't get. People do that all the time. People do it all the time. I've thrown popcorn down and watched a squirrel come and get it and scurry off to wherever the hell squirrels go. I'm just saying. That sounds like shenanigans is what I'm saying. I think. Hey, speaking of shenanigans, I'm having a lovely beer right now. It's an Asahi. I've been having this one lately as my lighter beer. As you guys know, one of my New Year's resolutions was to not drink so heavy of beers. I'm a regular beer drinking guy. I'm what you might call a fully functional gentleman alcoholic. I try not to get behind the wheel. I'm a bit of a beer nerd. And I'm trying to make sure that when I do these shows like this and beer and songs, the first couple beers every night are now lower alcohol beers. This one's only 4 point something before I get into the heavy stuff. Product of Italy. Wait, isn't this a Korean company? Look at this. Asahi. Look at the characters. Those are Korean characters. Super dry is brewed with precision, and it is very dry, by the way. But look right there on the top. Can you see that? Product of Italy. Somebody look up Asahi Brewing, right? Is that Korean? Or is it China? I thought it was Korean. There's a famous building on the west side of LA that has the Asahi logo at the top of it, and that's how you kind of tell where you are. Like, oh, I live about half a block from the Asahi building. So it's illegal because crows are just too cool, and they can't be. Oh, there's the Starbucks card, and they can't be trained. They are pretty cool. Okay. Oh, you're back, Grateful Child. That's it. Crows and ravens can attach themselves to humans. You give me food, I give you money. Ooh. Wait a minute. Are you saying that I could train a crow or a raven to go steal from me? Because I'm not a criminal mind generally, but, you know, when times get rough, I got to feed the family. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat, but you can only do it with emojis. I'm having a beer. I don't know if there's an emoji for Asahi beer. I'm pretty sure it's Korean. If you want to go to prison, what? If I crows and ravens? Okay. Scroll up, says Lego Border. Okay, I'm scrolling up. God. True, but it is funny, Lego Border. Oh, it's illegal to keep crows as pets in every state in the U.S. The reasoning is that they can be trained to engage, in criminal mischief. People have trained crows to snatch money from the hands of customers' ATM machines and carry messages in and out of prison yards. Isn't that? That's wild. That can't. It's 2025 now. We have a tangerine for a president. How are we? Are we that afraid of the crows? Paul and Becky are having wine. Marina Del Rey is having peach tea. Like Brian's answers to life's burning questions, Kyle Holmes. Gotcha. The old lady that lives next to my mom feeds the ducks white bread, and she has been fined several times. Wow. Guys, I love learning. I really do. And I'm wrong a lot. I'm not so egotistically nerdy that I need to always be right. Gotcha, Zadora. Thank you, darling. Kyle Holmes is having present brown liquor. I guess it was a gift liquor, right? It's scotch that somebody gave you as a gift. Kyle's having that. That never occurred to me. Gary's having ice water. That never occurred to me. One, that it's illegal to feed a wildlife, and two, the reasons to not have a crow as a pet. That was that Lego Border that found that. Got to feed the ducks. Pass. They can't. Oh, they can't digest bread. Oh, now we're getting ugly. This is not good news. Scotty's having cherry soda with 0 calories. He's having diet cherry something. Brunchat. You got it, Zadora. Wow. Zadora's having her ecto cooler and hat size having a cup of coffee. Have I fed animals? It's not a regular part of my life at all. Not at all. I don't go to the park. I don't find squirrels or go to where they go and throw stuff out. I don't feed the birds. I don't do that. It's not just something I've ever done. As a kid growing up outside Washington, D.C., we'd walk around D.C. a lot of park land there, a lot of great places to walk and jog and ride a bike, squirrels everywhere. My dad, we'd get popcorn and stuff, and we might, squirrels. But somehow early on, I know what it was. You know what it was? Thank you, Zadora. Here's what it was. I lived, as you know, my formative years in Annapolis. I grew up as a little kid in around a town called Laurel. Then mom moved to Annapolis. And so many people say, where in Maryland are you from? I just say Annapolis. It's just easier that way. It's not the city I was born in, but it's the one that really had an effect on who I am as a man now. And in Annapolis, especially downtown Annapolis, near all the piers and stuff and the various marinas for yachts and boats and sailing vessels, there's signs everywhere saying, don't feed the seagulls. Don't feed the seagulls. Because seagulls shit on everything. Everything's covered in seagull shit. The only way to really fight and prevent it is to have the seagulls not want to hang out at your little downtown area and shit on everything. So don't encourage them to with your food. And that's where the terms rats with wings got into my vernacular. As a proud Annapolitan later in life, I would see, and I worked downtown, and I would see somebody throw some popcorn, and I once or twice, I said, hey, please don't feed the seagulls. And I would go to my ice cream shop and do my job. Don't feed the seagulls. They can be so aggressive, in fact, and this applies to any Floridian out there, or anybody that lives near the coast. I was at the Bay Area Renaissance Fair back in 1989, 1991, whenever. I didn't live there yet. I was renting a little short-term lease apartment while I was at the gig before I had an RV and everything. I was on the road full time. And I decided I'm going to go to the beach one day. I went to St. Pete Beach. I went to the beach several times while I was there. And I'm at St. Pete Beach. I got my chair, my towel, pre-cell phone days. I have a book probably, and I'm in and out of the water. Again, it's March and April, so the water's not that warm, but whatever. It's a nice beach. It's Florida. And I go to the little snack bar there on the beach. I think it's St. Pete Beach. Pizza, hot dogs, basic stuff. I get a hot dog and a soda pop, and there's signs everywhere saying, be aware of aggressive seagulls. And I read the sign, and I'm thinking, I can't do a seagull sound. I really wish I could right now. What's that? Like, but aggressively. So, more like filing the nails and going, what's an aggressive seagull? What do they mean by that? I don't know what that means. I find out, get my hot dog, get my soda. I shit you guys not. I walk not 10 paces from the counter where I paid the little kid in the paper hat. Hot dog. I stopped and maybe I had packets of mustard. I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, all I see is, all of a sudden, a white blur, white and gray blur of feathers in my face. Not that long, maybe this long. And I'm like, yeah. What the hell was that? I look down. Soda, intact. Hot dog, half of it gone. Gone. Half of it gone. So from that point on, and this is before I moved to, I'd already lived in Annapolis at this point. What am I saying? I was like in my 20s. I don't like seagulls is what I'm trying to say, guys. I don't find them charming. I know the sound of them doing that little, you can see them all walking on the beach. I think it's cute. Scuttle is the head seagull, and he can go fuck himself. That's right. Welcome to Bad Advice with Brian, the show that breaks down the tropes of society. Scuttle, go fuck yourself. I know you were voiced by the late, great Buddy Hackett in the original one. I don't care. Boy, we have been on this issue for a while. Normally when I answer these questions, we chat about it for a good 10 minutes, and then we move on. Or 5 minutes. Mine? Those are funny. Those are funny. I do enjoy the seagulls from the Nemo series. Mine? Okay. I see some advice questions over here on the page that Danny Mueller. Give it up for Danny. She is Adora Delina. She is my mod here tonight, it looks like. So thank you, Danny, for your help. Advice with raids starting in my area tomorrow. If I am to be approached, what should I say? What does that mean, raids? I don't know what that means. Is it ice raids? Is that what we think is going to happen? Again, I don't want this show to become like a political thing. I think you all know how my politics, where my politics are. So funny answer, if you're asked a question, is just say K. Just say what in Spanish. And I know what you look like, Danny. You don't look at all Latino. So that'll probably just make their brains go. But is that what you're thinking? You're thinking that tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, election day was today, immigration raids? Yeah. I don't know, man. I live in Los Angeles, where as a white guy, I'm a minority, and I'm letting everybody out there know that might be racially you're struggling. Okay, I'm not going to call anybody a racist, but if you're struggling with that idea, I can report that it's perfectly fine not to be the majority race and or sexuality or gender. I'm not. I'm perfectly fine, and I don't. And the city functions well, and we're very Latino, and my wife is Latino, and we have a beautiful daughter who's now a quarter Latino. So I don't know. I don't think it's. I hope it doesn't come to that. We've been saying that a lot lately, though. Hope it doesn't. Hope it doesn't. Hope it doesn't. It couldn't. Not in this country. Not in this country, right? We keep saying that. Now we're like, ugh. Yeah. Next 4 years are going to be fun for comedy people. I don't tend to do political humor, but when he inevitably does and says something ridiculous, I'm going to fucking mock him. Of course I am. So if anybody is involved in any kind of like ICE raid, if you look white, just say K. Speak in Spanish. Just fucking blow their minds. First of all, you won't get questioned. If you see a Latino person getting questioned, walk over and just say, why aren't you questioning me? You know. Now be ready, because as soon as you do that, there's a very good chance you might get arrested for, what do you call it? What's the thing when you can't do it, or you can't stop a cop from doing his job, even if you don't agree with it politically. Whatever the hell it is. The day has been filled with stupid shit. I'm sure it has. I have not watched it, man. Ever since the election, I am one of those people, one of those liberal people who just said, you know what? Being in the echo chamber of my own world isn't great either. We tend to mock people that don't vote or look like us. Oh, you vote wrong, and you're wrong as your echo chamber. I realized I had an echo chamber too. What if I took a step outside of it? Would I be a healthier person? I think I am a little bit. A little bit. Okay, we're going to have the beer. We're going to have another one of those lower alcohol beers because I'm committing, damn it. Hey, have you guys, we asked this in the show that I did right after New Year's, but they say that, what is it called? Quitters Friday, or the Friday after New Year's? I am still drinking the lower alcohol beer. Now, granted, okay, you're all like, yeah, and you're right. Yes. I'm a dick, and I don't mock me in the chat. I love you guys because you're right. The thing that I'm committing to is just drinking less alcohol beer. I'm not somebody who's decided to stop drinking, and that person has my respect. How to get to the Gulf of America? The Gulf of America. Now, is that all that shit true? Does he really think he can buy Greenland? Or is that an exaggerative thing? Which is kind of why I'm out of my echo chamber. You know, some of the weird shit that guy says, you got to go, now, is that really what he meant? Or is maybe like some liberal people trying, oh my God, did you see what he said? And then you see what he said. You go, okay, well, he didn't really mean it like that. Here I am over here, just a very reasonable, calm, not hot-headed liberal guy. Maybe I'm going to lose friends. I have friends that are fire-breathing liberal people that I piss off all the time. Not intentionally. I don't intentionally do it. I'll just say something like, I'll just go, well, I think that's not really what that person meant. And what are you talking about? Oh, sorry. Budweiser. He wants to buy back. Yeah? No, that wasn't the deal, though, right? Yeah. For what reason? See, that's the thing. Here's the thing we're going to have for the next 4 years. Remember, you're dealing with a damaged ego, somebody who wants to shock. And if I don't know what your politics are. I don't care what your politics are. As long as you're having a good time at my show, let's have a good time. But if you're a super liberal person and you're getting like triggered by that, that's all he wants. Hey, don't give it to him. Let him say something dumb and shitty that can't happen. We're going to buy Greenland. Well, no, you're not. It's obviously not going to happen. He's a crazy person. And you know that's not going to happen. Just kind of sit. You know what you do? You treat him like a toddler who keeps coming up to you in the play area. And he says, watch me as I, go down the slide for the night. And I'm going to do it like, and I'm going to do it like Captain America or whatever a toddler would say. I don't know. My kid is 18. She goes to college. But you get the idea. And you go, okay, go down the slide like Captain America. Watch this. My little girl, she's going to go down the slide like Captain America. And we go, oh, that was very well done, Steve Rogers. And then the kid stands up like this. You go, good for you. Like Pelosi did. Remember that night he gave a State of the Union that was just shy of Nuremberg? And she's like, oh,
We all should have learned from that night of Pelosi. People, well, not all of us, people that didn't vote for him should go, that's how you treat this guy. I think it's going to be funny. People are all negative. It's like, I think we're going to survive. We're going to do our best. We're going to contribute. We're going to vote next time. We're going to vote in the midterms. We'll hopefully keep the, as Martin Luther King would say, by the way, happy MLK Day. The curve of humanity bends toward, I'm fucking this quote up. The curve of humanity. I don't even do a Martin Luther King impression. Wait, I think I can. What's that? The famous speech, right? I have a dream that the children of this generation, that generation, will sit down together. I just know that he delivered his stuff very mellifluently. Mellifluently? I think I'm using that word right. I think I'm using that word right. Elon Musk saluted today 3 times I saw that. Course of action is to not watch. Yeah. Oh. Aliens franchise. Well, Marina, I'm a huge Aliens nerd. What did you think? We'll go off subject here. Yeah, well, we got this. Don't calm down. I mean, I think the liberal echo chamber that I definitely was a part of made it seem like he wins the country. Calm the fuck down. All right? Some shit might go awry. I'm not saying it's not going to. I'm just saying calm down. Predator versus Alien. Ungrateful Child. Ungrateful Child, meet me at camera 1, which I have to do manually because the pedal batteries just died. Predator versus Alien was an outlier. It was not part of canon, I don't think, and it was a terrible movie. If you really liked it, I want to come to you, and I want to hold you. I want to pat you on the head, and I want to rock you back with, and you'll say something like, "Oh, but the 2 characters are fighting." Is it? No. It was terrible. It was terrible. You cannot. Why did you say the name of that movie? Ungrateful Child. Back at the main camera. Ungrateful Child. Why did you say that? Franchise-wise. What about the franchise? You think that's the best one? Everyone else, shut up. It's just me and Ungrateful Child right now. Bends toward justice. Thank you, Kyle. It's like saying Big Top Pee-wee was the best Pee-wee movie. Only movie I ever walked out of. Oh, shit, that would have been a good shot collar lie detector. Well, I might, a year from now, I'll use it. Time to forget. Did you really think it was good? If you did, again, we're having fun here on Grateful Child. You know that I joke with you guys. I don't yuck anybody's yum. We're coming up to shot collar, by the way. But I want to know if you really think it. I can't move on. I can't move on. Both franchises are great. Oh, you're saying that. Wait. Oh, you're saying, I think, Ungrateful Child, that Predator versus the Alien is its own thing. And for that, I agree. Okay, there we go. The quote is, the arc of moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Thank you. By the way, did we not just have one of the best exchanges ever on the show and just show you what is great about the Bad Advice show? We were both talking about the pros and cons of Alien versus Predator and getting the wonderful Martin Luther King quote correct, all within 20 seconds time. No, I can't stop it. I talked to some friends today, people that I care about. I reached out a bit for help because my brain is starting to get harder and harder to manage in terms of, we're not going to get depressing right here, but I will let you know that the old noggin doesn't really, it doesn't ever want to stop. Hey guys, you're getting ready for Shot Collar Lie Detector. If you're new to the show, go to paypal.me/BruneChat, Venmo, use BruneChat, Zelle, use BrianHowardComedy.com. Let's go to the next question. Kyle Holmes advice. This is Kyle Holmes. He says, kids have e-learning tomorrow because of Arctic temps. Wow. How do I make that worthwhile? Arctic temps. Oh, you're in Florida, Kyle? I don't know where you guys all live. I guess, right? Let me go back over here. Is Kyle in Florida? I heard about that. That's nuts. But I swear to you guys, you're not experiencing this. There is no such thing as climate change.
Navel oranges, on the other hand. Meow House, you are obsessed with navel oranges tonight. Okay, Brian, AVP or the Alien 3s with Ripley. Oh, shit. Oh, no, we were moving on. Oh, God. Okay, Alien 3 is famously the worst of the Alien franchise. Okay? You're in Chicago. Oh, man. Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, no, I love Chicago. It's a great town, but I'm sorry that's going to be so cold for you. Hang on, we're going to get to your thing in a second, Kyle. I got to go back talk to Marina Del Rey here. Oh, you guys are feisty tonight. I love this. By the way, if you're watching the show and you're on Facebook, and I'm on Restream, so all of your comments do come over here, but sometimes it doesn't work as well as it should. Chicago is freezing, says Stephanie. I hear that. I'm terribly sorry. Okay. I remember leaving. I did a lot of eye rolling at AVP because it was Oh, I just thought of an analogy. You ready? Here we go. Alien versus Predator is the Fast and Furious of the Alien franchise. There. That explains it. Can you go to a Fast and Furious movie and have a good time? You sure can. Can you eat popcorn and go, oh my God, great stunts. Oh my God. But in your heart, do you know that this is really right? Because you do. I think those scripts are written in crayon. We can all agree upon that. It's 59. It's a very balmy 5. Jay Pastiora, one of the last times I think we did a Mooney and Bruin show in a theater up there, it was in January, and I got into my rental car, turned it on at O'Hare before driving to the hotel, and the thermometer in the car read 4. And I went out for my set at the Mooney and Bruin show, and I just wanted to open with that. It didn't get a laugh. I thought it was funny. It got people go, okay, yeah. But I was like, I'm not used to that. 1 digit. 4. Not 14, not 24 degrees of Fahrenheit. 4. You were at that show. Fuck. Anyway, okay, so we're going to get to Shot Collar, but very quickly. AVP versus Alien 3. Okay, so I'm watching AVP, and that's how I'm responding. I'm watching Alien 3 going, this is not as good as the first or the second. They're getting weird here. That was the one where they're on the prison planet thing base, and as you recall, that was early CG graphics. They tried to put the alien in CG graphics. Of course, anybody that knows anything about CG graphics, and I know a teeny bit about it, I do know that a black character, a dark character like the alien, in black surroundings doesn't work. Okay, so everything's dark, and then you have the alien, which is black, right? It's very hard to do well, not now, though. I guess now things have changed. Now you can do a dark character in a dark setting. But back then they tried. It looked terrible. It didn't read. The previous 2 movies, all the aliens that you saw on camera were really there. None of them, there were actors in suits. And now we got this CG. He wasn't always CG. A few of the scenes were puppets, and that was fine. But the CG was bad. It was this dark character, dark background. Oh, it's fucking horrible. Okay, so who am I talking to? Marina? Okay. Or was it Ungrateful Child? Whoever the hell I'm talking to. Here's my answer. AVP or Alien 3. Alien 3, even though that was a problem, and that was when they started adding all the weird people to Aliens franchise. Remember that? It still exists. There's always one person or 2 people that you go, okay, this guy's gonna pop off. That wasn't really in the first one. Harry Dean Stanton was there, and you thought that maybe he might get weird. He never really did, but he thought he might. Right? Wait, is it Harry Dean Stanton? Not Harry Dean. What's his name? He's been in like a million movies. Whatever. Harry Dean Stanton, yeah. And then in 2, I guess it was, Bishop, played by the late, great, I'm blanking on his name right now. You thought he was going to pop off. And then they started throwing in these random characters that were just weird. Right? In Alien 3. And then the Alien 1 where Ripley comes back as a recycled version of her. Okay, now I'm going down a rabbit hole. We got to get to Shot Collar. So here's my answer to whoever asked me that question. I'm still taking Alien 3. There you go. There's your answer. It still has Sigourney Weaver in it. Some pretty good actors in it. I think not Yaphet Kotto. He was in the first one, but that other actor. Oh, Dunham. Dunham. What's his name? I like him, and he's in it. Remember, he's the guy. He's like the preacher. He's the one that organized the prisoners and saying, we're never getting out of here, so we're going to at least live our lives honestly. He's the one that creates the whole monk-like vibe of the prison. Yeah. Guys, in my left hand, I hold a shock collar for a pet and or animal of your choosing, or a frisky night of sexy fun. It does various things, this shock collar. It beeps. It vibrates. I'm sure if you could hear that. And it shocks, which I can't put near the microphone because I'm afraid it's going to break it. To make sure the green light is flashing, that means it is on. I just have a hard time putting this on lately. And before you even ask, no, we don't use this on our dog. This was given to me by Marnie Milky, a fob from way back, an OG fob, I would say, because I had another one. Why can't I get this on? Oh, here's one thing, dummy. I always do that. Just do it in the front. Do it in the front. Do it in the front. Then turn the damn thing over to where you want it. The side of my neck that did not have cancer, which is this side. Are we there? Okay. We don't use it on the dog. This has been a part of my entertainment for a while. Various routines I've done with it, mostly this one right here. What's going to happen here in but a moment? One of you is going to volunteer yourselves, or you are going to volunteer somebody else. I don't care. You can, and if I have to, I'll bring up the polling thing. In fact, I better get that set up right now. There's me burping. Manage poll. There it is. I'll get a poll ready just in case. New poll. Start telling me if you want to, fuck cancer. Play the game. If you win the game, you win $10 in Starbucks coffee or whatever the hell they sell there. You don't get coffee. The way the game works is slippers. Whoever I compete against and I are going to go best of 3 rounds of making statements. I go first, they go second, I go third if need be. I'll make a statement. For example, I had meatloaf for dinner, okay? And then you guys can ask me whatever questions you want about said statement. And we find through that detective work whether or not what I'm saying is true and or false. After a certain amount of question being asked, I'm going to say this right now so everybody can hear. If you end up being the contestant, please wait for me to direct that part of the show so they have a little more drama to it. I will say, are you ready? You will say yes. I will say, okay, is that true or false? And you will say, that's false or that's true. If you get it right, you get 1 point. You deduce that it's right, whatever it is. If it's false and it was false, you say false. That's correct. If you get it right, I get shocked in the neck with the shock collar. And then we reverse the polarity of the game, and you make a statement in writing just here in the chat. You have the advantage playing against me as we can't see your face. You're all looking at my face. I have to be a good liar sometimes if I am saying a lie. And sometimes I have to manipulate you, and if I'm saying the truth, make you think I have to. There's a bit of a dance in this game, and one of these days I'm going to figure out how to do this live with somebody. But because of the delays in streaming shows, it's kind of impossible. So I don't really know how to do that yet. Okay, I've played a few times. If you want to play The Ungrateful Child, if Marina Del Rey passes Ungrateful Child, I'll give it a go. I'm feeling brave, says the Ungrateful Child. I see nobody else volunteering. So Ungrateful Child, give it up for Ungrateful Child. They are tonight's contestant and shock collar lie detector. Now, before we get into it, Ungrateful Child, you have a bit of your Twitch handle is long. Invite Midnight to come over. Okay. You did too, Dan? I didn't see you, buddy. I threw down my gauntlet. No, you didn't, Dan. I didn't see you volunteer. Maddie Natty, 38, Tacoma. Maddie Natty, 999. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. But Ungrateful Child, your name, Luca Dan, how you doing too? Welcome to the show. You could do like an open Discord for it possibly to do it versely. That way, yep. Yeah, Luca Dan, I've looked up a lot of these things. By the way, welcome back, Luca Dan. I haven't figured out the right method yet, but thank you for your advice. And by all means, whenever I talk about the show and how can I make this part better, and you have an idea, let me know your ideas. It might help. Okay, ungrateful child, you have a very long, drawn out screen handle here on Twitch. What should I call you? I can call you ungrateful. I can call you child. I can call you the ungrateful child. Or if you have a first name or last name, I can call you that. Let me know that before I go any further as I queue up my comments. There they are. Whoops. Do I have them? Whoops. Over there. 1, 2, 3. Yep. I have 3 statements. Ungrateful is fine. LOL. Okay, ungrateful. You understand the rules of the game. I have for me 1, 2, 3 statements. Please choose a statement. In other words, between 1, 2, or 3. If you just joined us, we're playing Shot Collar Lie Detector. My contestant tonight is Ungrateful Child. Grateful Child chooses 2. Statement 2. Okay, I'm going to make it into a poll first before I say it. And I do cuss here in these polls. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why I put the word fucking in these. But the show is adult themed. So deal with that. Okay. Did it all show up? Hang on. Every now the questions can only have a certain amount of words. Oh, okay. Hang on, I have to do a quick edit because I can't get the entire word in. There. Oh, okay, well, close enough. You're going to see it in a second. Okay, the statement is as follows, ladies and gentlemen. I, your good buddy Brian Howard, has gotten to second base. I'm sharing this. In every car I have ever owned, I, your buddy Brian Howard, has gotten to second base in every single vehicle I have in my life ever owned. Now, the way the questions work, you can ask whatever question you want. I'm going to give deference to Ungrateful Child as best as I can. Ungrateful Child, again, don't just give your answer when you have one. Sit on it. We're going to do the poll and everything in a little bit. I'll eventually say, are you ready? You'll say yes. I'll say, here we go. Drum roll, please. Ba-ba-bang. Okay. Questions can now start. I'm looking at the chat, looking for new questions. I don't see anybody asking questions, but the statement, what is the shortest duration that you have owned a car? Ooh, good question. Huh. I have never thought about that. 18 months. 18 months. And I know which car. How many cars have you owned? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've owned 6 cars. Wow. Even the rentals. No, Gary. No. Ones that I've owned. Wait, once, then he got married? Damn. What does that even mean? Name all the cars you owned. All right, Scotty. I owned a Buick Century for 1976. My friend Dan there knows that car very well. I then got a Pontiac Fiero. I then got a Ford Ranger. I then got a Chevy S10. I'm in pickup mode now. I then got a Dodge Ram. And then I got another Dodge Ram. Was that 6? Did I miss one? How many owned while married? 2. Wait, yes. Define second base. I'm going to say second base touching the body. First base kissing, second base kissing with a little bit of squeezy, touchy. Am I correct on that? I think I am. That's what I mean by the question. There you go. But I wanted to make it more family friendly. How the hell did you fit in a Fiero? I know you spelled fire, but Kyle, I don't know. Dan, did you ever see me in the Fiero, buddy? We were hanging out then. It was tight. Here's the thing about a Fiero. I'll tell you this. Who am I talking to? Kyle? Here's the deal. A Fiero is only like 1.5 feet shorter than a Pontiac Firebird. People forget that. And it only has 2 seats. So actually, you fit in it no problem. You have plenty of legroom. You're kind of sitting on a floor. You know what? You're sitting like a regular sized person on a go-kart. Do any of these cars have center consoles?
Ungrateful child, very good question. The answer is yes, some of them did. I don't know how that's going to stop me. You got to second definitely in the Fiero. Dan, that's just between us, buddy. I never got to second base with Dan Kavanaugh on a vehicle. As much as I tried. Did you ram her in the Ram, then name the car Ramrod? Scotty, stay after class, if you would. You have the fun hat, by the way. Nicely done. Oh, a lot of questions coming. You got second, definitely fair. Okay. Was it with Dan? It was not with Dan. Oh my God, I can picture that. My stepmom had one. Ha ha ha. Dan, you prude. I know. Remember that seat speakers? I do, Dan. Okay, then you were in my Fiero. Yeah. The Fiero had speakers like left, right, up front on the console, then right behind the head of both passenger and driver, two other speakers that are left and right near your head. So it's kind of like having headphones on. It's kind of cool, right? You could lean your head back. I do. Does a quick boob honk squeeze count as second base? Yes. Yes, ungrateful child. I mean, touching a boob or touching a panus. Touching, right? Yeah. Kissing, first base. Second base, kissing plus touching body parts. Third base, kissing, touching body parts. And oral, pretty sure I'm right on this. Home run, intercourse. Right? I think I'm right on that. So ungrateful child, how am I doing on time? Okay, ungrateful child. Do you have an I didn't do the poll. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot the poll. Hang on. Let's start the poll. And just so you know, ungrateful child, if you've never played against me before, the audience sometimes is correct, sometimes they're wrong. And as you can see there, it wouldn't let me get all the words in there. I have gotten to at least second base in every car I've owned. Okay, I've owned. Okay. So vote on up there. Let this influence you or not, ungrateful child. I'd like to know what the audience thinks. I still make my own decision, though. Peanuts and Panus have to be my favorite alternative names, right? Luca Dan? Come on. It's the Peanuts and the Panus. How many had leather? How many had cloth? Oh, shit. I don't know. My current one is leather. The one before it was cloth. The one before that was cloth. The one before that was leather. One before that was cloth. Almost every other one, but not real leather. I mean, that crazy Naugahyde shit. But only by stopping short. How many cars? Only by stopping short. Well, Dan, you weren't into it, so I didn't push it. At what age did I get my first car? Marina, I was very lucky. My mom got a new car in high school while I was in high school, not while she was in high school. And rather than trade in her old 77 or 76 Buick Century, she just said, Brian, you can have this car. Thank you, Mom. May you rest in peace. So I had a car at like 16. I drove to high school and everything, and Dan knows my last 2 years of high school. Freshman year, no. Sophomore year, no. Junior, senior, I'm one of the guys that had a car. A lot of kids at our school had a car at Annapolis High, and go Panthers. Okay, ungrateful child does a quick boob. Okay, let's look at the polling. See what's going on up there. Ungrateful child. The audience is saying fucking true. 7 people have voted. There's way more than this. Come on, guys, vote. If you're watching me on Twitch, go to the top of your chat screen. If you're on mobile, I can't help you. I don't know where it is on mobile. I apologize. Oh, looks like the poll is over. Okay, the audience says fucking true. Pardon my French again. 64% with 7 votes. Totally fucking false. 4%, 36% of the vote. So we go back to the ungrateful child. I'm not going to ask you of an answer anymore. I'm just going to say, didn't let you vote. All right, no worries. Don't worry about it. Frank Costanza invited to stop short with his move. It was his move, Scotty. I didn't see the poll yet. It's okay. It's at the top of the chat. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ungrateful child, go ahead and give us your answer. I have been to second base in every car I've ever owned, is my statement. Don't worry about the poll, guys. I got to second in the Buick with Dan. Come on. No names here. How's she doing, by the way? Fucking true, says ungrateful child. I got to second base in every car I've owned. And ungrateful child, that's right, my pedals are flashing, so I got to do this over here like this. Says that that's true. I've had 6 cars. My first car I got when I was 16. I'm a bit of a late bloomer, but still,
Had that car for 3 or 4 years. I'm currently 57, driving a big diesel pickup truck, and I've been to second base, touching the boob of a lover, a girlfriend, a wife, in every single car I've owned. That is the statement. Here is my finger on the button, taking the remote and setting it back down, because that is not true. I have absolutely not gotten to second base in every single car I've owned. I've probably gotten to second base in the first one, definitely in the second one. In the third one, yeah. In the fourth one, 100% definitely. Fifth one, yep. Maybe. Don't know. I think. Sixth one, the one I currently have, no. I have not reached over to my lovely wife and just gone to second base in the current vehicle. Ungrateful child. I got that point. You did not. The score is currently 1 me, you 0. I could have said that better. Ungrateful child. We're going to move on. I know, guys. That was a good one. I'm very proud of that statement, actually. Ungrateful child, you need to have only one statement handy. I think I didn't say that in the setup for the game. You only need really one statement ready to go, but you can lie and pretend that you have 10 or 20 or 30 just to make it exciting for us. Let me know what number between this and that I'm going to choose, and then type your statement in there. Now, you have the advantage, ungrateful child. Boo me, lucky you. I know, don't boo you. I'm pretty good at the game. So ungrateful child, second round, you have not lost yet, but if I win this round, you do lose. If you win it, we're going to go to round 3. So between what and what, how many statements am I choosing from? Thank you, Lego. Lego board. 2. 2. Then I'll take statement 2. Grateful child. I usually like an odd number. I like a cleavage response. Going back to second base. Or the first time I went to second base, I was like, oh my God. If you're a boy, it was you probably touched a boob, right? And you're like, oh my God, a boob. What's it gonna feel like? Then you feel it, you're like, oh my God. And it's awesome. And you girls are like, I'm gonna touch it. I guess you're touching a penis, right? What is that, Scotty? I don't know what that is. Ungrateful child, I have chosen statement 2 to go ahead and type it in the chat. But this time, the tushy. Yeah, that counts. Yeah, that's second base, right? I've talked my way out of a felony charge. Yikes. Okay, let me manage poll. Let me put that into a poll really quick. New poll. Now, the way I play the game, I tend to just let the audience, I'll ask a question, but I kind of just watch what's happening and I let it kind of play out. But obviously the first question is, and I'm sure one of you have already asked it. Oh, thank you. Scotty's got it. What was the crime? Yeah, Gary got it too. Yeah, a lot of you are getting it. Okay. Is that a nipple? Is what a nipple? Speeding. Felony? Okay. I don't think speeding's a felony charge, but okay, well, let's go with this. You talked yourself out of a speeding ticket. You're not going to jail for speeding. It's not a felony, you know. It's already, there's shenanigans. There's already an issue. See, this part of the game is fun now. Ungrateful child just said felony charge, and I don't know. This could still be true, but when they were pushed with what's the crime, they went, speeding, which is not a felony. I don't care how fast it is. It's still not a felony. 93, very specific number. A number that you would say if you were lying. I'm just trying to make it dramatic, by the way. 93. Was it for racing? You were just driving very fast. Yeah, you got to be careful. Every now and then on the I-5 out here in California, that's our major highway in the middle of the state where you can go very fast if trucks aren't being assholes. I get it up that high every now and then. I shouldn't. It's over 100 is a felony. All right. Let's not argue about it. Were you speeding with a ton of meth? That might be a felony.
But whatever, we're back to the statement. Does this affect the game? I don't know if this affect. I think Ungrateful Child, we're still good. The statement is now you talked yourself out of a speeding ticket. Right? Reckless endangerment. Okay. Speeding while sleepy. Oh, Grateful Child, be glad you're here. That could be dangerous if this were true, and we don't know yet. I'm going to leave the question the way it is, even though I'm pretty sure that's not a felony charge. That's just speeding ticket. Where were you pulled over? Merced. Okay, so you live here in California. Were you on the I-5? Yeah, let's get some details. Get ready, Ungrateful Child. These people are vicious. They're going to start probing you for weakness. Pulled over by a CHP or sheriff. 2 a.m. Yikes. On the 99. Ooh. I can see going 93 on the 5, or it's smoother and more gentle. Did you offer him a donut? And it was a chippy. Okay. So, Merced, if you don't know, California is one of the Central Valley towns up there with, the other ones. Modesto. There we go. I thought of one. Fresno. There. I thought of two. Did you flash the cop? Ooh. Like, how did you get out? Yeah. Well, Ungrateful Child, I don't know if you're a man and or woman or how you identify. Flashed him my pearly whites. Okay. What did you say? I was honest. In a very short sentence, Ungrateful Child, because obviously too much typing is going to be tricky for us to read. What was the basic gist of your excuse? I was honest. Well, what honestly did you say? Because I'm coming in with my opinion here in just a second. Were you in healthcare, Scrubs? Ooh, Kyle knows that Ungrateful Child is in the healthcare industry. He asked if I knew why I was pulled out. I said, yep. Pulled over. We got it. Yeah. You took a job from Raymond. I don't know what that means. My tribal chief. I don't know what that means. I was in Scrubs, so you're in the medical field. Okay. For some reason, the almost overwhelming majority job for people that follow me on my streams is medical, is nurses and techs and maybe a doctor or two. But I know there's a couple techs, and I don't know what Ungrateful Child is yet. We just know that they work somewhere in the medical field, or they just wear scrubs. What time are we? Okay, we got to keep moving here. Ungrateful Child. You said yep, and then what? See, this is a tough one because you have to recount an entire exchange, and we as the audience and the competitor against you has to figure out if it jives. I did get a ticket. Okay, then what did you talk yourself out of? I work in a skilled nursing facility. I know, Gary, I'm telling you, it's weird, but not for the speeding. Oh, Ungrateful Child, you are enjoying your moment in the spotlight, my friend. I did tell you to go slow. It's my bad. I didn't go to court. What did you get out of? Married to a nurse? See, I'm telling you, man. My audience is mostly nurses. And were you driving Eleanor? Scotty seems to know a lot about you, Ungrateful Child. Yeah, what did you get the ticket for then, if it's not speeding? Marina Del Rey brings up a very good question. You got out of the ticket, but not for speeding. I think that's the only answer I'm going to need before I start to postulate I am married to a nurse. Inaccurate address. Oh, your driver's license didn't have your accurate address. Okay, I'm starting the poll. If you missed it the first time, if you're on a browser, it's at the top of the chat. Just make sure your browser window's up there. If you're on a mobile device, I think it's below the screen. It all from Gone in 60 Seconds. I deal drugs. It's true, you do. Can we ask what the felony charge would have been? It was speeding, but I don't. Okay. Maybe there's a felony level of speeding. I didn't know that. I thought that speeding is always just speeding, even if it's like over 150 miles per hour. But I dig the whole statement that you made, Ungrateful Child. We're still judging whether or not
ungrateful child, talk themselves out of this speeding ticket. 93 and a 65. Hey, ungrateful child, be careful. Can I just say that? Let's see what the audience says, guys. Let's look at the results. So far, they're saying 2 have voted totally true. 6 are saying that's a lie. Why are you speeding? Well, as ungrateful child's lawyer, there's always construction. No, you can answer that question if you want. Ungrateful child, Lego board will just hit you with why are you speeding? Slippers. I'm about ready to give my answer. Let's wait for him to answer this question, or her. You had diarrhea? Oh, so this guy got too high. Okay, that's a good guess. I've been there, man. Oh. I've also been to a place where I thought I could get to the next gas station. Then I started getting nervous. I wasn't going to get there. So I'm deciding whether I should speed to get there. And I'm on fumes, or go really slow to conserve fuel. And of course, the reasonable thing is to go slow. But of course, I always speed. Did you just get through with a shift? I worked a 12-hour shift, drove 5 hours home, past shift, 2 a.m., didn't realize I was speeding. Okay, above, people are saying totally a lie. Totally a lie. And they're saying that to the tune of 6-2. Totally true. Okay, the statement is, guys, and I know the statement is getting a little foggy because some of us are not certain if that is a felony. But still, talk yourself out of a speeding ticket. I got burned last week. I think I won last week, but I got one wrong, I think, when it was so simple like this. This is a very basic statement. I taught myself, basic. We could all imagine ourselves there in the right place, the right time, getting out of the speeding ticket. We can all imagine ourselves saying, officer, I'm terribly sorry. I'm exhausted. I just, doctor, or whatever ungrateful child is, medical field, helping save lives. I'm just trying to get home. We can imagine that. But I got burned on this before. I can't remember what it was. Last time I got burned on one of these kind of statements where it could have been true. It's a completely reasonable statement. And I think I said it was true, and they said no, false. So the player I played against played me that night and chose a very basic statement. And this is in that category. I want to say true. I haven't yet said true. So calm down, grateful child. I'm not looking at the chat in case you screw up and start answering that question. Because that person before it was false. It was a very basic thing, and I got sucked in by a thing that could happen to anybody. True. And they went, no, false. So it's just a good lie. But can lightning strike twice? I'm going to say no, it can't. And with that in mind, ungrateful child, you're a speech language pathologist. You can help me with my horrible diction. Ungrateful child. Wait, you're a speech language. Hang on, that just changed things. Why are you wearing scrubs then? Speech language pathologist. Oh, I'm going to stick with my initial thing. I'm going to say it's true. I'm going to say it's true, ungrateful child. Let me know in the chat if I'm correct or if I am wrong. If I am correct, game over. You lost, I won. People cough food on me all day. Look, it's true. I wasn't honest, and he let me go. Just gave me a fix-it ticket for my address. I was honest. Yeah. You were honest and nice. You came across as a good person, and the cops often will go, yeah, this poor person, they're in the medical field. It means I do not get shocked. It means you do lose the game. But hey, you know what? Ungrateful child, thank you for playing. I hope you had a good time. No free Starbucks coffee for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with Shock Collar Lie Detector. We're going to go back to some bad advice before going into What's It with Brian. If you just joined me at the show tonight, please do consider dropping something into the hat if you can. I'm actually going to go back over here really quick and get rid of this. If you go down and look at the Slippers liner notes, you're going to see
there is a link to Red Cross of Southern California. Go on over there, drop a little something into their hat. If you're like, I want to give this guy money, I want to give him $20. He's being very funny and very clever. And by God, we need the entertainment. But you know what? People are suffering. I am not going to argue with that. That is absolutely 100% true. If you feel that you want to give to a more helpful thing, something that might help people. Oh, I see what that is. Okay, what is this? Oh, sorry. Okay, so totally cool. If you don't want to give to me, the people that did give to me so far, I want to thank them. Rick Snyder, thank you very much. Gary Pauls, again, an unusual number. Okay, drop something in over there. Help the people that are less fortunate than I am. Just real quick, my neighborhood is about 3 or 4 neighborhoods away from where things are probably much more dodgy and nerve-wracking than even my neighborhood is. And I already told you how I've been dealing with my anxiety in the past week or so. It's not just about the fire, it's about all kinds of other shit that I will get to eventually. Probably talk to my Patreons about it, not here for the Gen Pop. And you can help that out by making sure that the people that are setting up food distribution positions, they're setting up a minor medical care, they're helping to feed the firefighters. Go over to redcross.org, and there's the link is right there on the screen. That's actually not a link, it's below there in the liner notes, but if you want to write that down for later use, drop something into their hat. I really do appreciate that. In Florida, driving 50 miles over more of the posted speed limit is considered a felony offense, meaning exceeding that speed threshold could result in felony charges. Okay. No, I guess true, Meow House. And it was true. Eaton Canyon was right next to my grandpa. Oh. I hope they're okay. Are they okay, Marina Del Rey? Let's go over to the live line, see what's going on with your guys' questions. Come on, Paige. Recycle. Kyle Holmes already did that question. Mongoli Moo advice. If I was a seagull, how should I politely steal half a hot dog? Politely, you'd land at my feet as I'm walking from the concession. You'd go, pardon. And of course, I'm very tall, so no, down here. I don't know why I gave you a British accent, but I think it would help. I go, oh, Mr. Talking Seagull, the drugs have kicked in. They go, no. Do be a dear and drop half of your hot dog down here into my gullet. I don't want to. I want to go to my beach chair and eat my hot dog and watch the pretty girls in the bikinis and possibly go for a swim. But if you give it to me now, it shan't get disgusting and gross later as I flippity flappity flap in your face. I'm going to get the hot dog, come hell or high water. This might as well be a polite exchange. To which I would say to you, who am I talking to again? Mongrelly Moo, as a seagull, you know what? You make a good point. And now I'm suddenly taking on your accent. I don't know why. You make a good point. And I would pull off the hot dog and I would drop it in such a way, though, that it would go right in your mouth without you chewing it and choke you to death. Because you're a seagull and you're gross. Not you, Mongrelly Moo. If I saw you, I'd grind the hot dog up so you could consume it in a delightful way. Because then they'd be bagels. I've never understood the California hate. The state basically is the economic back. Kyle, we talked about the California hate last week. We all know what it is. It's the same reason why most NFL fans don't like the Chiefs. This is a beautiful state. It's unbelievably diverse. It's the 5th largest economy in the world. Sorry, Texas, we're still ahead of you. I know you're coming up. Good for you. Good for you. And I love my home state of Maryland. I've been to Wisconsin. It's a beautiful state. I've spent time in Washington. It's fantastic. I can find something lovely to say about every state in this country. But you are right, Kyle. There is this seemingly weird, well, it's California, they fucking deserve it kind of thing. I think because of movies and Hollywood. And they forget that is one tiny little bit of this state. The rest of us, well, I'm an entertainer, but I'm this kind of entertainer. I'm a blue-collar guy. I'm sitting in my backyard next to a heater.
which might not be legal right now. I think it is. I think I can have a heater, a propane. I can't have the fireplace on. No open flame. Go to Oklahoma. It's not lovely. I've never been. Wait, have I? Oh, I've never been to Oklahoma. There's a few states I've been to. I've been to Oklahoma. That might be it. Oh, no, I've never been to the Dakotas. Okay, I've been to all the ones across Interstate 80 because, of course, you have to when you travel across country. I've been to Idaho because they did a show in Boise. Yeah, North and South Dakota, Hawaii and Alaska. I've also never been to. Maine, never been to Maine. Furthest north, Massachusetts. Vermont or New Hampshire. There you go. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, never been. North, South Dakota, never been. Montana, well, I've driven through Montana, right? Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Everywhere else I've been, I believe. Yes. Good night, ungrateful child. Thanks for playing a game with me. Go make dinner. Hope it's delicious. By the way, as you can see here on the chat, it's happening right now. Go ahead and look. Everybody's saying good night to Ungrateful Child. If you're new to my show, always say when you got to go. I go on for a while. That's kind of the way streaming works. The longer I'm on, more ad places, things will happen. In fact, an ad's going to come up here in just a second because I'm going to make it happen. Slippers. Say goodnight to people. And if it's your first time watching my show, please like and follow me here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. The best place to come is twitch.tv/Brian Howard Live. We're going to play What's It with Brian just a second. Another chance to win $10 of Starbucks coffee. Some of you are going to see this ad. Some of you that are subscribers are not. But here comes the ad. We'll be back right after this. Okay, for you folks that are still watching the show, going, what is going on, Brian? Well, I'm running an ad on Twitch for the people that are not regular subscribers to the show. Thank you, whoever that was. It just said that you're following me. Wait, was that? You had a really cool name. I want to. Oh, thank you, Ashley Mixon. That's really very, very nice of you. Thank you, the Cheese TTV. The Cheese TTV. And we're going to play What's It with Brian. It's not Kyle, not time. Okay, welcome back. The ad is over. You folks that watch that ad, if you don't want to see that ad, you can subscribe and follow me using your points and bits and all that craziness here on Twitch. Or you can keep seeing ads every now and then. Don't worry, while you were gone seeing an ad, nothing really creative happened here on the show, except that Kyle Holmes did a full nude scene and I made love with a crow. I didn't have a girlfriend. All right, Scotty. I just saw the whole joke. Hey, Scotty, am I running another ad? Hang on. Something's going on here. No, don't do another ad. Not right now. Don't do another ad. How do I stop this? All right, we're good. All right. I had to stop it. I was getting ready to run another ad. Scotty, you live in Florida, right? I think he does. Scotty, you live in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. If so, I want to chat with you offline. Well, online, but off show about something. Don't worry, it's totally cool. When I asked how to make friends with crows, that wasn't what I meant. Well, all right, Scotty, you live near the Florida Renaissance Fair. All right, I'm going to touch base with you, all right? Just about a question. I'm looking for a couch to sleep on, so. Okay. Oh, by the way, before we move on with the next part of the show, which is called What's It with Brian, if you want to support the show in a way that is a little more physical and tactile, you can get one of my pins over at brianhowardcomedy.com. The one that's most associated with this show is my pin that says, I give bad advice. Yes, this is the pin that I reached out to the Patreons on and asked them, should it say give bad advice or take bad advice? I knew one word was the right one. The Patreons overwhelmingly said it should be, I take bad advice. But then I decided as I'm setting up the pin, getting ready to burn it with my little laser cutter on my little piece of wood here. By the way, I have more of these. This one doesn't even have a pin back on it. See? Here's one of my nipple pins. I have all my little demos here on the table with the pin back on. You know, this is just a disc. It's dirty. It won't, when it comes to your house, it won't be this one. This is the demo. This one's dirty. This one's been down my pants. Don't ask. I went with give bad advice. I think it's a funnier turn of phrase. I think if you go to a Renaissance fair and you have this on your bodice or your shirt, I give bad advice. Somebody might go, okay, let me get some bad advice. And you would say something ridiculous over the top. They go, oh my God, that's so clever. Where'd you get that pin? And you'd say at the Brian Howard live shows on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And you guys are going to go over to brianhowardcomedy.com, click the store link. From there, all my merchandise is available, including the nipple pin and including the Beer and Songs bone pin. When these sell out, we're going to switch the Beer and Songs pins over to the wooden ones, okay? Because we're getting earth friendly. Is this still working? It is, but it's flashing. My pedals have a little blue thing. The shots that keep changing. I have a set of pedals at my feet that you see me doing this because the pedals I have giant feet. I'm a giant person. You guys know that, right? I'm 9 feet tall. I'm 9 feet tall. Talk about second base. If you go to second base with me, bring 2 hands. Oh my God, that was a great joke. Guys, we're getting ready to play What's It with Brian. It's true. I need to make sure I have fob pin in time for the Ren Fair so I can try and meet other SoCal fobs. Maria Del Rey, the fob pin is available only from walking right up to me at a Ren Fair. I did that on purpose so I didn't have to spend the money because I want them to be free. So if you are a Patreon, you walk up, you identify yourself. Maria, I assume you're a Patreon by how you're identifying yourself. And Stephanie's right there with Blue Cow. We're not even there, Stephanie. There is another pin. I don't have one of those out here, but I've only given out 2 so far. I thought at Northern California there were a lot of fobs, and only 2 people came up and said, hey, one was, he's not here tonight, Mark Lemos, and then another guy who walked up and he identified himself like, hey, I forgot who that was too. I'm sorry. It might be one of you people right here. I forgot that it was you. And he said, I'm also a patron. Like, boom, there's your fob pin. I thought that was the best way to do it. I obviously could just mail a pin to everybody on my Patreon, but I think half of them don't even know they support me on Patreon. They're going to get that in the mail, go, what the hell is that? And then they're going to cancel their Patreon, and I don't want that. If you're going to go to a Ren Fair where I am, I'm going to have the fob pins. By the way, thanks for reminding me. Who said that? Marina, I have to, because I'm leaving for Florida, not this weekend, but next. So I have to make sure I cut about probably 20, have them ready to go. Scotty's going to get one. I'll see him. Okay, enough talking of blue cows. Guys, I'm happy right now. Look at my face. Does that look like regular human joy? I hope so. Because so far I've gotten to this part of the show without having to give up one of these. Starbucks $10 gift cards. But there's another chance. That's right. This show cost me $20. Oh, it doesn't tonight. At the worst, it's going to cost me $10. A retail store? Wait, is Scotty still doing jokes? What's going on? Where does a seagull go if it loses its tail? Well, that joke works with any animal, but fair enough. All the Bristol people will never get... Kyle, you know what? Kyle, we're going to figure that out. Kyle, why don't you organize and we'll make it happen. I'll get him out there to you or Sarah Polish name or Stephanie Burnington or Kelly Rose. She's a Bristol person. I'll get your address. I'll mail like 20 of them out there. Okay? That'll be fun. Thanks for bringing that up, Kyle, because I really do want to make that happen. When you do moon... Oh, right. Oh, Stephanie, good point. Hello, dude. Oh, and hello, dude. And you, Danny. I'm sorry, Danny. But yeah, Stephanie, there is a rumor. It's not official yet because Phil and I are old men that are trying to make it dramatic, that a Mooney and Brune show may happen in the Bristol Renaissance Fair area in March. So good call. Wait, who said that? Was that Kyle? No, who said that? Oh, Stephanie. Yeah. Stephanie, good point. So there you go. There's our solution. I'll have them with me after the show. We always do the meet and greet. You'll walk up, Stephanie. Kyle, you'll walk up. Always identify yourself. I can't remember what you look at like. And I know what Stephanie looked like, but I don't know if I know Kyle. I know that you're very handsome. You're very handsome. And I do want to be on second base. And the beer is kicking in, and we got to play the game. So, God, forgetting about your mod. I'm sorry, Zadora. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Guys, it is time for the slow little rubber-handed clap that is the beginning of the end of... Where should this be on the camera? There it is. Little... Yay. Aren't these awesome? I gave a set of rubber little plastic hands to my daughter for Christmas last year. And they were all the same hand. They're all like left hands. And then my daughter and I are at a store here in Los Angeles called Wacko, if you know Southern California. I think Marina Del Rey, you're down here, right? We went to Wacko, and they had these, and these are opposing hands. Look at this. You can have fun with this. And then, check it out. Hang on. Her boyfriend gave gifts to my family. How sweet is that? I'm going to get it all set up for you. We're going to play What's It with Brian. Just give me a second, because this, trust me, this is worth it. How do I set this up? There's a way to set this up. I guess it's like this, right? Wait, what do I do here? I got to go. Okay, there we go. Oh, and then, okay, there we go. Okay, so I got the two rubber hands, yeah? And then the boyfriend brings over gifts like a couple days after Christmas. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Little feet. So look what I got here. And yes, this brings me so much joy. This brings me, as a guy who suffers with depression and anxiety, who's on medication and in therapy, little things like little rubber feet. And yes, it's left and right feet. Can you see? It's a proper left and right thing. Right there. That's a very good representation of a man or a woman, a human, Homo sapien. Calm down, woke people. I meant Homo sapien. Oh. I saw the 2 feet, and I think I came a little bit. I've never seen the feet before. I know, right? I need a head for my hand. I think I'll just put 2 dots, right? And make a comedy bit out of it. I haven't done it yet, but whatever. Oh, well, it's the first time I just showed it to an audience. Guys, it's time to play What's With Brian. I'm sorry I'm yelling at you. It's our final segment in the show, as always, and a lot of you know this whole game began. I got to find the freaking thing. Stop guessing shit. I'm not looking at it right now. Oh, there it is, desktop. Okay, that's that one, I think, right? Okay, double click it to open it up so I can look at it. There it is. Okay, I'm not even at the chat, so stop talking. If you're talking at the chat, I'm ignoring you. I'm looking at an image. And you're trying to guess what the image is. Unlike shock collar lie detector, all the questions for this game have to be yes, no. You're like, Brian, this is the second time we've done a game where we ask questions. Yes, you figure out how to interact with your audience. That's in a way that's vital and fun, without questions or guesses of one kind or another. I'm serious. Figure that out for me and email me the results. And Scotty, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm looking at the chat. I'm going to keep the chat down here, so apologies for not looking right. Actually, hang on. I always, for this part of the show, let me get the chat. Hang on. I'm ignoring all of your shit right now. I'm trying to get the chat over here so I can. Okay, there we go. Make it bigger. Okay, and then click right here. Make it larger. There we go. So now I'm looking at the chat in its proper environment. For some reason, this is not doing the thing I want it to do, but that's okay. Does the image involve nudity? Here we go. By the way, I didn't explain the whole damn game. You guys are ahead of me. If whoever describes the image I'm looking at first wins $10 Starbucks coffee. Is it a trained seagull from Kyle Holmes? No. Is the image of a person? Yes. It's Marina. I don't know who Archie McPhees is. Meow House. And Stephanie, of course, said blue cow. Does the image involve nudity? Meow House, the answer is no. I'd like to have a nudity in one of these, but, to keep a little decorum. I'm having trouble with the chat again. It won't, for the life of me, do exactly what I want. Okay. Nudity, no. Is it an animal? No. Is there more than
one person in the image. That's Marina Del Rey. No. And by the way, if you're new to the show, you may have noticed I'm saying people's names occasionally. That's to remind you where I am in that question thing. The internet is weird and wonky. You may have your question answered before you even hit enter. So keep that in mind. I don't mind if a double question comes up. Calm down. It's no big deal, but is it a guinea pig dressed like a doctor riding a bicycle? The answer is no, Meow House, and you're out. No, I haven't made that rule official yet, but I'm seriously thinking about it. If you do one of those advanced guesses, and they're just fucking wrong, you're not out, Meow House. It's okay. Are they doing a job? The people in the image. It's one of already. I got a little weird one. Not probably in the way that you're saying, Scotty. Is the person wearing clothes for a specific job? Similar question. The answer is no to both. Yeah. Is it an inanimate object? It is not, Stephanie. Is it an animated person like a Mickey Mouse? No, it's an image of an actual person. I'm not sure if anybody ever asked that question, but I just gave you a free one. Is it a man? I know from the captions, I read the captions of the picture, that it is a man. But just so you know, that's irrelevant for the question. It's irrelevant. I mean, Marina Del Rey, yes, it's a man, but that's not going to win you the game. Is it an adult? It is an adult man. Again, a man is squishy at best. Will it matter? Probably not. Go over here and check the time really quick. 7:01. I honestly always try to make this show be really tight. The Beer and Song show just goes on and on, but this one I always make it fucking 2 hours. Are they holding anything? The person is holding something. Yes. That's Marina Del Rey, by the way. And just so you know, we moved on to the higher alcohol beer, so I'm a little happier. Last question was Marina Del Rey, are they holding anything? Now, as the show always goes a little longer than I expect, I want to finish at 7, but it's already 7:02. This is not going to go any longer than 7:15. Is the man on the moon? The man is not on the moon. Okay, I like that question. Are they holding a weapon? No, they are not holding a weapon. Are they wearing a uniform? No, not in the way I think that you're asking, Scotty. I wouldn't call it a uniform. No. And if you're new to my show, this game used to go the other way around, where the audience would see the image that my wife would pick and that I'd guess, and I get in the weeds so much about, okay, it's a uniform if it's a job. If it's a job and you're giving it to you, the uniform is valid, and I fucking lose my mind. I switch it to this. Is it a famous image? No, I'd never seen it before. I don't think anybody has. Is it a clown? It is not a clown. Is the man someplace interesting? Well, it's an interesting image, or I wouldn't have picked it. So the answer is, I guess, yes. The best rabbit's holes. Yeah. Are they in the jungle? They're not in the jungle, this person. That was from Scotty Got Too Hottie. By the way, Scotty Got Too Hottie did get a ticket once for being too hottie. Are they in the city? No. No, they're not in a city. Is it a real image as opposed to like a drawing? And this is where I would go down rabbit holes, Brandon Dolaire. I'm glad you asked this because this is where my brain would go. It's a real image, okay? I should say that right at the beginning. Is the outfit important? The outfit is almost 100% of it. I'd say 80% of it. No, it's 50% of it. There's the outfit and the action. Stephanie. That's Stephanie, by the way. Is it Martin Luther King Jr.? Oh, that'd have been good, but no. Are they on a farm? No. So it's a person where the outfit matters and the action matters. There you go. I'm giving you guys little breadcrumbs. Where are we? 7:04. You have 11 minutes left. They're not on a farm, Scotty. Scotty, we're friends on Facebook, right? So I can reach out and find you? Oh, I got to ask you a question. Ooh, that was weird. Did you guys hear that? What is that window? Oh. Does the man have a beard? No. Well, it's not Santa. or okay, Scotty, cool. Go ahead and start a chat with me. Is he wearing an animal costume? No. I send you a Facebook Messenger. Right. Yeah. Well, you've won the game, so I probably have an active Facebook Messenger with you, Scotty. It's a man, although again, it's not important that it's a man. Okay. Is he wearing a suit? Yeah, let's get into it. What's he wearing? Good job, Stephanie. He is not wearing a suit. Right? Suit and tie. The answer is no. Is the man standing? Ooh. You'll see why eventually, why these, I have to pause for a second. In all intents and purposes, yes. Is the man holding something small? It's not super big. Oh, burp. Is he hunting? He is not hunting. It is not the living embodiment of, what's his name? The guy that wants to get Bugs Bunny? That guy. Don't bother putting it in the chat. I'll get it on my own. A lot of the people in the chat go, oh, Brian wants to know something. Is he wearing a dress? He is wearing a dress. Stephanie Bernatid, this man is wearing a dress. Is he crouched? No. Is he in a pool? Elmer Fudd. Right. It's Elmer Fudd, right? A pool? No. Is the man famous? No, I don't think so. Is it a fancy dress? No, it is not. No. This man is cross-dressed. Flippers. Where are we on time? 7:06. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down to it. 9 minutes left. Is he a drag queen? Stephanie, it is a man in a dress of sorts, but I would not call this man, in this instance, a drag queen. The answer is no. Okay? Don't want you to go off on down that rabbit hole. Does he have a beard? Again, he does not. That's already been asked, but there you go. Is the dress counterintuitive to his action? Yes. How he's dressed compared to what he's doing are make no sense together at all. Of course, because it's me and I chose a goofy picture. Is the ash considered manly? Yeah, sure. Is he Jonathan? I don't know. Jonathan from what? John the Baptist? Is it a man in a dress fixing a car? It is not. Is he fighting? That's Stephanie. He is not fighting, but he's a man in a dress doing an action which can be considered manly. Is it a man in a dress in a boxing ring? No. And as you're now seeing, we've come into what I like to call the Google part of the show. Is it a man in a dress playing basketball? Scotty paid 2 bits to or whatever the hell he did to highlight his thing. Scotty, it is not. It's not a man. If you just join us, this is Bad Advice with Brian, my Monday night stream where I give bad advice. We gave 3 or 4 bad advices tonight, and we played we played 2 games. This is the second game we're playing. We're going to wrap things up very soon. My next time I'm on is going to be Beer and Songs with Brian. That's going to be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Is he wet? Ooh. Probably. That's Meow House. Is he playing a sport? I'm going to say yes to Scotty and yes to Meow House. Is it a man in a dress playing golf? No. He's involved in a sport. I don't know if the word playing was a typo there. I knew what you meant. Don't worry. Guys, don't fix your typos. Don't waste time. I'm smart enough to figure it out. Is it a man in a dress swimming? No. Is it a man in a dress playing water polo? No. Is he fishing? Natty Natty, no. Man in a dress playing polo? No, we've already said no. Or you meant polo above the water on a horse? Also no. Hey, do you feel like Taco Bell tonight? Sure, honey. There's my wife. I guess we're getting Taco Bell brought back to the house. Oh, shit. My wife interrupting. Thank you, baby. Love you all. Have to go. Great night. Say goodbye to Sador Deline, everybody. Drop something in the hat. Thank you, darling. Is he fly fishing? That's Meow House. The answer is no. Is it a man in a dress water skiing? Yes, it is, Marina Del Rey, but that's not the winning response. Hope everybody just heard that. I think the winner is going to come here any second. What length is the dress? I don't know. Goes down to the shins. But guys, I just gave an answer to Marina Del Rey, which probably gives it away, and a lot of you might be. I'm not going to call it cheating, but you're doing a Google image search. The man in the dress is water skiing, but the kind of dress and the kind of outfit it is matters. There you go. I'm just saying that. It matters. Bald man in a dress water skiing. No, Marina, doesn't appear to be bald. Is he jumping a shark? Does not appear to be jumping a shark. Man in a mermaid dress water skiing. No. Is he refereeing? No. We're now down to just whatever the dress is, and it's a man water skiing dressed as, and whoever says that first, and please put it together. That's my new rule. You can't just say the last noun or verb of one of these answers. You got to say man in a man dressed as water skiing. Man in a ball gown water skiing. That is incorrect, Marina Del Rey. You can ask me about the outfit, guys. How much time do you have? You have 4 minutes. You are so close. Man dressed as Marilyn Monroe water skiing. The answer is no. You guys are all just jumping at it now because you're afraid you want to get it. Man in a wedding dress. No, that's already been asked and answered, but good job. Ask me about the outfit, guys. You have 4 minutes left. In a wedding dress. Well, I assume you meant wedding dress, but thank you. Man dressed in drag. Well, yeah, we've established that, Marina Del Rey. We're trying to figure out how he is dressed. Once you figure out the costume that he's wearing, hat size, yes, so put it together. I'm saying yes to hat size, but I just told you the rule. Man dresses, I said yes to hat size, guys, and all the information is now out there. Whoever puts it together first is the winner. Man in Betty Boop water skiing. No, I said yes to hat size, not to you. Is it a man dressed as a witch water skiing? Yes, it is. Oh, my God. That was exciting. Hat size beat Marina Del Rey by probably half a second. And again, the internet gods tell me that I saw hat sizes answer first. Not yours, Marina Del Rey. Apologies. You didn't quite get there right at the same time. This is the image I'm looking at. That is a man. That is a man dressed as a witch, water skiing. And the prize goes to hat size. Hat size, you know what to do. You have won many of my other games before. But please reach out to me at facebook.com/Brian live stream. I do all my business for these prizes stuff there. That way I keep my personal chat thing clean. Oh, my God. Thank you. That was so much fun. What a fun image. What a fun night. What a weird time in the world. Election day today. Some people are happy with the election. Many people are depressed by the election. If you're happy, good for you. Go forward. Fucking rock your who the hell you are. If you're upset about it, remember that, we so far, knock on wood, are still a democracy and there's still checks and balances. Let's make sure those work and do a good job and help those less fortunate of us. Speaking of those less fortunate of us, head on over to the Red Cross link in the chat, the liner notes right below the screen right here. You brought the screen, you blow the screen, and help people less fortunate than you. And we'll quickly end on that whole idea of the whole California hating thing. Don't assume everybody here in Southern California is rich and famous. I am not. I'm a hardworking blue-collar entertainer who any minute now might find out that his life and existence here on this earth is super fucking tenuous. So when you see LA is on fire, don't think that some douchebag, Hollywood star who you hate is on fire. Think that, regular folk like me, we're lucky so far, but we don't know. And every day we wake up, we'd have heard lots of MLK speech snippets. We would have heard a lot. Well, we still can. Meow House. You can jump on YouTube, look up MLK. You don't need to listen to the other people. So please keep that in mind when you give to various charities that are helping. The Red Cross is a great one because they help everybody as best they can. Scotty, please message me on Facebook. I want to ask you a question. Midnight Hat Size also message me on Facebook. I have $10 in Starbucks coffee for you. Hey, Bruja 0009. You are super late. I am signing off right now, but thank you for coming. I'm going to be on this Wednesday, not tomorrow, but the next day. Thank you, Scotty. With Beer and Songs of Brian, my flagship live stream, one where there's a lot of music, lots of fun. Then we play games there too, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you all for joining me tonight, this Monday night. Hey, who won the NCAA? Let me look it up. NCAA football. End of the third. Ohio 31, Notre Dame 15. Ohio just fucking killing people. I mean, they won the Rose Bowl. They beat Oregon, and Oregon was like first. And I'm not even an NCAA guy. Okay, I'm going to go and probably watch the rest of this game because apparently my wife's getting us Taco Bell. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. My name is Brian. This has been Bad Advice with Brian. It's right there on your damn screen. I'll see you Wednesday for Beer and Songs. Also with Brian. Tell your friends. And Bruja 009, you're going to show up early on Wednesday. All right? You're going to make a song request. I'm going to see you there. Good night, Bruja.